Everyone in politics wants to be on the right side of history. That phrase gets thrown around constantly. The assumption is simple: progressives are the people moving society forward, conservatives are the people trying to stop change. And eventually, history proves the progressives right. But what if that label stopped meaning anything? Because right now, on the biggest technological shift of our lifetimes, the roles are starting to look reversed. Artificial intelligence is not some small policy issue. It's not just chatbot writing your emails. It is not just students cheating on essays. AI is going to change work, education, medicine, science, defense, business, government, and probably the entire economy. And somehow, the people who call themselves progressives are often the ones saying, slow down, regulate harder, pause development, ban the tools, punish the students, stop the companies, restrict the infrastructure. Meanwhile, the people who call themselves conservative are increasingly saying, build faster, compete with China, expand energy, clear the permits, use AI in government, and win in the future. What does progressive even mean anymore? Because historically, progressivism was not supposed to mean fear of the future. It was supposed to mean reform, innovation, a belief that society could be improved. The old progressive instinct was the world is broken, so let's build something better. But modern progressivism has become weirdly obsessed with change as an identity. Change the language, change the norms, change the curriculum, change the institutions, change the family, change your gender, change the definition of everything. And if anyone objects, they are on the wrong side of history. But not all change is progress. That is the part they never want to answer. Hitler changed Germany. If you support irreversible medical interventions on minors and call that progress, that does not automatically make it progress. If you change every social norm in the country and call that progress, that does not automatically make it progress. If you attack every existing institution and call that progress, that does automatically make it progress. Progress has to mean something more than new thing good, old thing bad. Real progress should be measurable. Are people freer? Are people richer? Are people smarter? Are people healthier? Is America stronger? Are we building more? Are we discovering more? Are we creating more? That is why AI is such a clean test, because AI is not symbolic progress, it is real progress. It can make workers more productive. It can help small businesses do things that used to require entire teams. It can speed up medical research. It can make education more personalized. It can help scientists test ideas faster. It can strengthen cybersecurity. It can make governments less useless. And if your first instinct is fear, disgust, and restriction, then maybe you are not a progressive. Maybe you are just culturally restless. And this is not some policy disagreement in Washington. There is a real anti AI mood right now. You see it everywhere. People are calling everything AI slop. Professors ban AI instead of teaching students how to use it. Artists treat AI like invasion. Students boo commencement speakers when they talk positively about AI graduation. Filmmakers talk about AI like it's cultural poison. Kane Parson, the director of Backrooms, said that if he could snap his fingers and make generative AI disappear forever, he probably would. And I get why that quote went viral. It captures the mood perfectly. Not AI has problems, not AI needs rules, not AI should be used more carefully, just I wish it did not exist. That is not progressivism. That is fear of the machine. And I understand some of the fear. AI will disrupt jobs. AI will change art. AI will make school harder to police. AI will create fake content. AI will make some people lazy. AI will make some industries uncomfortable. But every major technology does that. The printing press disrupted scribes. The factory disrupted artisans. The internet disrupted newspapers. Streaming disrupted cable. Uber disrupted taxis. YouTube disrupted television. And now AI is disrupting almost everything. That is what progress feels like when you're living through it. It's not clean, it's not polite, it's not always comfortable. But if your answer to every disruptive technology is ban it, shame it, restrict it, and make it disappear, then you are not on the side of progress. You are on the side of the old system. And this is where conservatives have an opening. Because for all the stereotypes about conservatives being anti change on AI, the right is becoming much more comfortable with the obvious answer: build it, use it, power it, win with it. The Trump administration's AI agenda is not vague about this. It talks about innovation, infrastructure, energy, permitting, data centers, semiconductor manufacturing, federal adoption, scientific discovery, competition with China. This is not just political branding. This is a government saying AI is the future and America needs to build the future here. And the energy piece that matters more than people realize. Everyone wants to talk about algorithms, but AI runs on electricity. No power, no data centers. No data centers, no compute. No compute, no AI leadership. Jensen Huang, the CEO of Nvidia, has warned that China has a major advantage in the AI race because of lower energy costs and looser regulation. That should terrify people because America can have the smartest engineers, which we do, the best chips, which we do, the best companies, which we do, and the best models, which we do. But if we cannot power the data centers, we lose. This is the part the anti energy left does not understand. You cannot be pro AI and anti energy. You cannot be pro future and anti infrastructure. You cannot say you want America to lead the world while blocking the power plants, the pipelines, the transmission lines, the nuclear projects, the natural gas, the data centers, and then act shocked when China starts catching up. AI is not magical, it is physical. It needs lands, it needs chips, it needs cooling, it needs power, it needs construction, it needs permits. And this is where the map of the future gets interesting. A lot of the next data center build out is moving towards rural America, the South, and the Midwest. Places with land, places with energy, places where building is still possible. Texas, Georgia, Virginia, Arizona, the South, the Midwest. Meanwhile, the places that love calling themselves progressive have often been the hardest places to actually build anything. They want clean energy, but not the transmission lines. They want economic growth, but not the factories. They want innovation, but not the data centers. They want AI benefits, but not the infrastructure that makes AI possible. That is not progress. That is pretending. And this is why the word progressive has become so empty. A movement can spend all day changing social norms and still be anti progress. Because progress is not just change, progress is improvement. Progress is curing diseases. Progress is making workers more productive. Progress is making energy cheaper. Progress is making America stronger. Progress is giving ordinary people the tools that used to belong only to giant institutions. AI does that. That is why the anti AI mood is so revealing. When people say AI slop, they are not always just criticizing bad content. A lot of times they are expressing disgust towards the entire technology. And yes, some AI content is terrible. A lot of it is lazy, a lot of it is fake, a lot of it is soulless. But bad AI content does not make AI bad any more than bad YouTube videos make cameras bad. The tool is not the problem. The question is what kind of civilization uses it. A lazy civilization uses AI to make garbage faster. A serious civilization uses AI to discover, build, cure, defend, educate, and create. That is a choice. And right now, conservatives are much more willing to say that we should be the serious civilization. We should build the energy, the data centers. We should use AI in government. We should compete with China. We should let companies innovate. We should teach young people how to use the tools instead of pretending the tools don't exist. Right now, anyone can build any product right now using Claude code. Because of AI, the world is in your hands, and that is a pro progress position. Not because Republicans are perfect, not because every conservative has suddenly become a futurist, but because on the defining technology of the century, Republicans are closer to the building side. And progressives are increasingly stuck in contradiction. They want to own the future culturally, but resist the future technologically. They want to be the party of progress, but they flinch at the machine that is actually changing the world. They want to be on the right side of history, but when history shows up as a data center, a chip, a model, a power plant, and a student using AI to learn faster, they start booing. That tells you something. Maybe the real divide is not left versus right. Maybe it's builders versus blockers. People who see the future and want to shape it, and people who see the future and want to slow it down until it feels safe. But the future does not wait until you feel ready. China is not waiting. The market is not waiting. The technology is not waiting. So America has a choice. We can regulate first, panic first, shame first, and fall behind, like California. Or we can build. And if the people calling themselves conservatives are the ones saying build, power, deploy, and win, while the people calling themselves progressives are saying slow down, restrict, pause, and make it disappear, then maybe the labels have flipped. Maybe progressive is not the person with the bumper sticker. Maybe progressive is not the person chasing the newest cultural change. Maybe the progressive is the person who is willing to move civilization forward. And right now, on AI, that looks a lot more Republican than Democrat.